Days of Our Lives fans, brace yourselves for a week filled with deep emotions, joyful reunions, and heart-wrenching goodbyes as we dive into the drama of Salem from June 2nd to June 6th.
Days of Our Lives.
Prepare to experience a roller coaster of feelings, as beloved characters navigate through miraculous recoveries and devastating losses. This week starts with a miraculous moment that will warm every heart in Salem. After being trapped in a seemingly endless coma, Bo Brady finally opens his eyes. It's an extraordinary moment, one his loved ones, Hope Brady, Sean Brady, and Sierra Brady Weston, have been dreaming of for what feels like forever. Hope, who has been anxiously waiting at her husband's bedside, feels an overwhelming wave of relief and joy as Bo looks lovingly into her eyes, reassuring her that his affection for her has not diminished in the slightest. The Brady family's joy is palpable, and the hospital room fills with excitement as Bo begins to discover just how much he has missed. There's a heartfelt reunion with his son Sean and his daughter Sierra, who both shed tears of happiness as they finally hear Bo's voice again. But the most endearing reunion of all may come from Bo meeting his namesake, little Bo Weston, for the very first time. The touching moment when grandfather and grandson lock eyes promises to be the sweetest highlight of the week, leaving everyone watching with smiles and possibly even some happy tears. Days of Our Lives is known for its dramatic twists, and Bo's awakening wouldn't have been possible without a significant sacrifice from John Black. John's courageous choice to put Bo's life ahead of his own sets the stage for heartbreak. The poignant duality of John's sacrifice creates a profound emotional contrast, highlighting both the fragility of life and the strength of selfless love. Unfortunately, John's heroic actions come at a steep cost, as his loved ones grapple with the devastating reality that they must soon say goodbye to one of Salem's most cherished residents. The town is soon engulfed in grief, as word spreads of John's deteriorating condition. One of the most heartbreaking moments teased for this week involves Marlena Evans, John's wife, who faces her greatest challenge yet. The teaser shows Marlena holding John tightly, whispering gently that it's okay for him to let go. It's a moment filled with bittersweet tenderness and immeasurable sadness. Fans who have witnessed their decades-long romance will understand just how deep this loss runs. John's passing becomes a defining moment for many of Salem's residents. Kayla Johnson has the painful task of informing Roman Brady about his friend's passing. Roman, typically strong and composed, is visibly shaken, reminding viewers just how deep the bonds of friendship run in Salem. The loss will deeply affect John's children, Belle Black and Brady Black. Belle finds herself overwhelmed by a mix of sorrow, disbelief, and profound longing, struggling to cope with the sudden emptiness left by her father's passing. Brady, ever the stoic son, is similarly devastated and struggles openly with imagining a world without his father, who was always his anchor. However, no one feels the pain of John's passing more profoundly than Marlena. Her grief is raw and consuming, and she confides in Eric Brady, expressing a profound sense of emptiness and regret. Marlena's admission that there's never enough time when someone means the world to you strikes a universal chord, leaving viewers contemplating their own relationships and losses. Marlena's struggle to move forward without John will be deeply emotional and relatable. Despite her strong demeanor, Marlena is shown in vulnerable moments, such as a poignant scene in which she sits alone in bed, hugging herself tightly, her grief unmistakably deep and palpable. Fans of Days of Our Lives should have tissues ready for these powerful scenes. Days of Our Lives fans experienced an emotionally charged and unforgettable episode on Friday, May 30, 2025, filled with poignant family moments, heartfelt revelations, and compelling drama. The scene opened in a dimly lit hospital room, where Marlena Evans sat solemnly beside the bed of her beloved husband, John Black. The soft hum of medical equipment underscored the seriousness of John's condition, as Marlena held his hand gently, whispering words of comfort and encouragement. Sitting next to Marlena was John's son, Paul Nerida, visibly distressed and lost in his thoughts. Suddenly, overcome with guilt and frustration, Paul stood abruptly from his chair, startling Marlena. In a voice strained with regret, Paul declared passionately, "This is all my fault. I should have insisted I go to the lab instead of him. He shouldn't be lying here because of me." Marlena quickly rose and placed a comforting hand on Paul's shoulder, her voice soothing yet firm. "Paul, this isn't your fault. John made a choice, a courageous choice, to protect you and the family he loves." Just then, John stirred slightly in bed, catching their attention. His weak voice struggled to form words, managing only to whisper faintly, "Doctor." Both Marlena and Paul rushed anxiously to John's bedside, their hearts pounding with a mixture of hope and worry. Marlena leaned close, softly urging him, "John, darling, save your strength. We're here for you. We need you to get better for us." John, using all his remaining strength, managed a faint smile, raising his thumb slowly in a reassuring gesture towards Paul. This simple act of fatherly pride deeply touched Paul, whose eyes filled with tears of relief and gratitude. With great emotion, Paul recalled a poignant memory from the past, quietly asking, "Can I call you Dad?" John, struggling yet clearly moved, whispered back warmly, "Proud to be your dad." The exchange brought tears to Marlena's eyes, underscoring the depth of their family bond. Meanwhile, in the bustling hospital reception area, Brady Black and his sister, Belle Black, engaged in a heartfelt conversation. Brady updated Belle on Rachel's latest antics, injecting some lighter moments amidst the emotional weight they were both carrying. However, his mood soon shifted as he began to express his dissatisfaction with a difficult decision he had recently faced, having to vote for Demera. "Belle, you know how much it bothered me to cast my vote for Ij. After all these years, all those battles, it felt wrong," Brady confessed bitterly, shaking his head in frustration. "But with Xander getting arrested, what choice did I have? To support your boyfriend, Ij, was certainly not on my list of enjoyable tasks." Belle rolled her eyes slightly, acknowledging Brady's long-standing resentment towards Ij. Still, she offered a more balanced view, reminding him gently, "I understand your feelings, Brady, but Ij is genuinely trying to change. He's not the same person he was years ago." Before Brady could respond further, Kristen Demera and her daughter Rachel entered the reception area, shifting the atmosphere instantly. Belle took this as her cue, graciously excusing herself to allow Brady and Kristen to catch up privately. Once alone, Belle's concern for family was evident as she quickly reached for her phone to call Sean Brady, seeking updates about her father-in-law, Beau. Her brief conversation was reassuring, yet her anxious expression showed that family stress was taking its toll. Moments later, Belle turned to see her nephew, Will Horton, already approaching her with open arms, offering immediate comfort. "Will," she greeted him warmly, returning the affectionate hug. "Thank you for being here. It means so much." Will, noticeably emotional, provided some reassuring news. "Grandma Marlena and Grandpa John need all the support they can get. Sami and Sydney found another flight. They're on their way." Their conversation shifted briefly as Will voiced disappointment that Ari had chosen to come to Salem instead of attending her graduation ceremony. "It just doesn't feel right, Belle," Will admitted softly, shaking his head. "I wish she could have celebrated her accomplishment instead of worrying about family drama." Understanding his concerns, Belle gently assured him, "Ari loves her family deeply, Will. Right now, being with everyone she loves is what matters most to her." As Will stepped into John's hospital room, Marlena immediately enveloped him in a warm embrace. "I missed you, Grandma," Will whispered emotionally. The reunion brought a comforting sense of warmth to the otherwise somber atmosphere. Paul, seeing his friend, stepped forward to greet him with a comforting hug, asking about Sonny's absence. Will explained gently, "Sonny's fine, but he's stuck in Arizona dealing with work. He sends his love." Will then turned his attention gratefully to Paul, saying sincerely, "Thank you for bringing Grandpa John back safely. We owe you so much." Recognizing their need for a private moment, Marlena and Paul quietly stepped out, leaving Will to share tender, cherished time alone with his grandfather. The powerful scene of grandson and grandfather reconnecting highlighted the deep, enduring bonds of family, reinforcing the show's timeless message about the importance of love, courage, and resilience in the face of life's trials. The episode concluded, leaving viewers deeply moved by the emotional depth and intricate family dynamics that continue to define the beloved community of Salem.